Okay, y'all, so I have started to build the Farm Hack, which is the Farm Mac something 372, whatever they call it, G372 or BDF, I don't know. It's a Husqvarna 372 clone by Neotech with the Farm Mac badging that has sucked since day one. But I had my suspicions, and they were totally confirmed by other people, namely Doug, Indiana Doug. The timing is screwed up on that saw, amongst other things. I mean, I broke it apart and I found all kinds of shit. But this is the Farm Mac cylinder. As you can see, the squish has definitely already been cut on it. All right. I don't know why. Can't explain that one. Something must have gone awry in their casting process to where they had to cut on it after the fact. But I did the numbers on this, and it's shitty. We have signs of possible cold seizure all the way around it, but that'll buff out, and I don't know. It's kind of like the rings were too big, really. Anyways, but I got the numbers, and the numbers are, without a base gasket, we're sitting at 40 thousandths squish. Way too much. We'll have to mill the base. Like I said, the squish band has already been cut on it, and, you know, I don't see any need to go any further. I measured the ring of death where the cylinder liner ends, and versus the height of the crown here, and we have plenty of room. I could send this all the way up to the top, and that piston's not getting stuck in there, you know. So, and then you take that and you go, well, it's not going to hit the top. It's going to be a 20 thousandths of an inch off of it. It's fine. But the numbers are 75 on the intake, 100 on the exhaust, and 127 on the transfers, which isn't that bad. It's not bad numbers at all. If you had this cylinder smoothed out everywhere, because, like, look at this. See those transfers? It's horrendous. It's really bad, you know. And then look at the intake. Bloop, there's just like a big glob right there. So this is really poor casting. However, if you smoothed it out and took some off of the base in order to give you your 20 thousandth squish, it wouldn't run that bad. I mean, it's pretty good, you know. But then you take into account there's little things like, well, I didn't even show you. Look at this. See that crack on that? So the cylinder is literally broken on both sides. Now, do I think that this would cause it to run poorly? No. But it's just one more thing. So we're not going to use this. What we are going to use is the brand new Farmer Tech cylinder from TriStar Supply LLC. Look them up. They're a dealer of highway parts, Oregon parts, Farmer Tech, Holtz Pharma. They got a lot of different stuff, and it's all good, trusted brands that we've come to know. The Farmer Tech stuff, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think as far as the cheap Chinese stuff goes, it's the best you can get. I don't know, or it's up there, at least. The stuff that the Dukes is getting is really good, too. And I won't deny that. But this is good, solid stuff. Look at this. So this one, look at those transfers. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not the best in the world, but compared to that, holy frioles, right? That's not too bad. Not bad, you know. The intake doesn't have a big blob. It is rough around the edges right there, but it doesn't have a big blob. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this one. Now, I got the numbers on it. The squish, if you could tell, you probably saw. I don't think it's been cut. I think that's the way it's casted. It looks like that. But yeah, I don't think the squish has been cut. And we are still yielding the same 40,000 squish without a base gasket for this thing. So we're going to go ahead and go with this. The numbers are 73 on the intake, 97 on the exhaust, which is too low, I think. I mean, it's not bad. It's really not bad. But I don't know. 97 could be good. But I want to see it cut and dropped and 20 thousandths squish and have 100 on the exhaust. That's what I want to see. Intake 73, exhaust 97, and the transfers, I feel like I got that backwards. I do, yeah. I don't have it backwards. The transfers on this are 127. I remember because I checked. Which means it's got 30 degrees of blowdown. It's way too much. But we're going to get the machining on this and see what we can do. But I got a little trick I want to show you for cutting this squish. Okay, so here's what I got going on. This is the piston that I took out of the farm hack. All right, I am not going to be using this piston. This is just a cheap piston that fits the Husqvarna 372. I've got the wrist pin in here, and I've got this eye bolt around the wrist pin. I have both keepers in place so that nothing can come loose, and we're good. We got that going on. Then I take some sticky sandpaper. This is for a disc sander, and it's 80 grit. Electrician scissors. If you don't have them, get them. I cut this in quarters. Take one of those quarters, put it over that piston, all right? I got the piston really good and clean. I used carb cleaner, got it really good and clean. There's no oily residue on there or anything. Peel the sticky off. You can see it's Bauer 80 grit. Get it up as close to the edge as you can on the one side. The rest of the sides don't really matter. We got a good sticky going on. Now, I have never done it this way. I've done this same thing in my lathe with a piece of aluminum stock that I had cut the same diameter as a piston. I've done it that way, but I've never done it like this. This is first for me, and I am certain that it's going to work perfect. Titties. Okay, so we're all set here. Got all the porting done, all the machine work done. I actually did surprisingly little. So whenever I broke it all down and I machined it, I got 23 thousandths on squish. I cut like, I think I ended up cutting about 50 thousandths out of the squish band. And about 70 thousandths off the base. Something like that. Anyways, I got 23 on the squish. And and I had 78 on the intake, 104 on the exhaust, and my transfers were 137, which is a lot. It's 33 degrees of blowdown, totally unneeded, if you ask this guy. So I went to work on it. The intake, I didn't do anything besides clean up that burr that was on the bottom. And that gave me 79.2 on the intake. Bloop. So, could probably push that to 84. I'm not going to. I'm not going to win this race. I'm not going to beat Brennan. I'm not going to beat Charlie Briscoe's saw. I'm not going to beat anything Gary Buxton has to bring. I'm not going to beat if Ethan Trainer is even in it. I don't know. He doesn't really like doing the clones. He thinks they're useless and a waste of time. I think maybe that's the cheap saw, which I'm kind of with him at this point. I'm not doing another steel 170. Anyways, but the point is I'm not going to win. So what do I want out of this saw right now? Right now, I want it to be a strong runner. I'd like to get top 5. That'd be cool. But a lot of people tend to go for like a 97 on the exhaust, and that might work for them. They may win. I don't know. They might go 94 on the exhaust. I don't know. But with my setup and not being able to get a large amount of fuel because I'm sticking with the stock carb that's on this, or well, actually, I'm going with a Walbro, but I'm not going to get a big enlarged carb and big enlarged intake or anything like that. And so I can't put a lot of extra fuel in. Therefore, I'm not going to try. I'm going to make it a good workable saw. And the exhaust, all I did was, again, just clean it up, clean up the top, the roof. You probably can't even see it. Just cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't widen it. Nothing. I just cleaned up the top of it. And I put me at 102.5 on the exhaust roof opening. I like that. Because I know at Sawfest, those guys are going to run big wood in a lot of the classes. This being one of them. They say you got to have a 20-inch bar in order to get across whatever you're cutting. And so that tells me it's pretty good wood. And I think that I'll have a better chance with high torque than others will have with high RPM. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's where we landed. And the transfers, I did shape them a little bit. They were way too low. So I went to 120 and 123 on the transfers. And you can see how this one over here on the intake is aimed up towards the front a little bit more. There we go. So intake's on this side now. But yeah, I think she'll run good. Didn't have any issues, not even close, with this Farmer Tech cylinder, the liner peeling or anything like that. Not even a little bit. Oh, there is one thing I've got to check on. I've got to check the clearance and stuff with this guy right here. I forgot. Usually I cut that all the way out, but I'm going to check. I don't think I need to cut it all the way out. But we'll see. I'm going to check, though. I might go ahead and cut that all the way out. But as far as porting, I'm done. The only thing left to do is that, if I do anything at all. Just cut those out, maybe. But yeah, I didn't do anything to the lower transfers. Nothing. Nothing at all. Less is more. Okay, so the reason why I was thinking that you don't have to cut these skirts is because the piston itself comes down that far. You see? So the piston is blocking that portion anyways. It's blocking it. So all of the flow is going in. Anyways, if the piston is blocking it anyways, well, then what should I do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove this portion of the piston. And then I'll mirror that cut right here. Actually, I'll probably just go ahead and cut it all off because it's easier that way. But yeah, I'm going to do piston work on this. I'm going to cut that off. Because, or at least cut it a lot shorter. We'll see how it goes.